You have the massive and vivid dreams of building an absolute empire, making money, and leveling up your life. But right now, you are watching this on your bed under a blanket and avoiding the one thing you're supposed to do right now. You're not average, and you know it. When you actually sit down to work, you produce results in 2 hours that take other people 2 days. But the problem is getting you to sit down in that chair is an Olympic sport. You are in a loop. You wake up, watch some movies, going out with friends, scrolling your phone all day, and going to sleep thinking that you'll do it tomorrow. You are too ambitious to just settle for an ordinary life, but you feel too lazy to actually build an extraordinary one. If you are sick of being a spectator in your own life, stuck between your massive potential and your current lack of momentum, this video is the wake-up call you actually need. Being an ambitious but lazy person, you feel constant guilt that eats you away every single day. Lazy people don't care about all this. They can play video games or binge shows for 10 hours straight and sleep like a baby. But not you. Every single second you spend procrastinating, there is a nagging voice in the back of your mind screaming, "You should be working. You are wasting your life." You live in a permanent state of anxious leisure. You aren't working, but you aren't relaxing either. You've probably convinced yourself that you just lack motivation, so you watch endless self-improvement videos, wait for a sudden burst of inspiration, or plan massive, unrealistic routines that you abandon by day 2. You're trapped in a loop of waiting for the perfect day to start, while your potential slowly rots away, and that gap between who you are and who you could be is widening every single day. You are not lazy. You wouldn't have an ambition in the first place if you were truly lazy. Your actual problem is that you are a perfectionist who is in a loop from which you are not able to get out of it. Because your ambitions are so massive, your brain views the starting line as a giant, insurmountable mountain. You think, if I can't do it perfectly, or if I can't work for 8 hours straight today, there's no point in starting. So, your brain seeks immediate safety from that pressure by diverting you to your phone, social media, and other unnecessary things. Your ambition is actually fueling your procrastination because the stakes feel too high. You don't need more motivation, and you don't need a total life overhaul. You just need to stop letting your massive goals paralyze your immediate actions. Ambitious, lazy people don't need to become hyper-disciplined monks who work 14 hours a day. In fact, your laziness is actually a hidden superpower. Lazy people are naturally hardwired to find the most efficient, automated, and path of least resistance ways to get things done. You don't need to change your nature. You just need to design a system that works with your lazy brain instead of fighting against it. Here is your step-by-step framework to unlock your ambition from the loop. Step 1. The 2-minute gateway rule. Drop the expectation of a 4-hour deep work session. When you need to start a task, tell yourself you are only going to do it for about 15 minutes. Open the document and write some sentences, or open the book and read a couple of pages. By lowering the barrier from entry to 0, you bypass your brain's panic response. Once you start, 80% of the time, the momentum will carry you forward. Step 2. Friction engineering. Make your bad habits incredibly difficult to access and your good habits automatic. If you keep scrolling your phone, put it in a completely different room before you sit down. If you need to work on a project, leave the tabs open on your screen the night before. Outsmart your plan by designing your environment so that doing the work is easier than avoiding it. Step 3. Define one critical win. Stop writing to-do lists with 15 items that paralyze you. Every night, write down exactly one non-negotiable thing that will move the needle tomorrow. If you get that one thing done, the day is an absolute victory. Step 4. Use structured procrastination. If you have a massive task you are avoiding, keep a secondary and slightly easier productive task on standby. When you inevitably run away from the giant task, run toward the easier productive task instead of running away from everything. Your ambition is a gift, but without execution, it is just a recipe for lifelong frustration and regret. You don't need to completely change who you are to be successful. You just need to stop negotiating with your comfort zone. The version of you that has achieved all those massive goals isn't a completely different human being. They just mastered the first 2 minutes of the task. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the motivation, and just take one incredibly small, imperfect step right now. Your future self is waiting on you to just start, so make the first 15 minutes now. This is Loop Halt, and this is where the cycle ends.